How often have you hidden from yourself? Many people hide from themselves many times during a lifetime. That is what the Pharisee was doing in the gospel today. He was hiding from himself and probably didn't even know it, or maybe he did. In the gospel, we find the Pharisees inviting Jesus to dinner, and in comes a woman who washes the feet of Jesus with her tears. She wipes them with her hair and anoints them with perfumed oil. The Pharisee inwardly remarks, if this man were a prophet, he would know what sort of woman this is that touches him, a sinner. What the Pharisee is doing is placing himself above the woman. She is a sinner and I am not. He also assumes that he knows what a prophet is and what a prophet should do in such a situation. In being preoccupied with his judgment of others, the Pharisee is really hiding from himself. Now, it was the custom in those days to perform certain acts of etiquette and kindness toward visitors. Hospitality was considered the greatest of virtues. Jesus reminds the Pharisees that he did not offer Jesus the standard etiquette. He did not provide water. He did not greet Jesus with the kiss of welcome. He did not anoint Jesus with perfumed oil. So what it comes down to is the Pharisee insulted Jesus. Now remember, the Pharisees were the legalists of the law. It would have been very, very unusual for a Pharisee, or for anyone for that matter, to forget these common signs of hospitality. So it was probably deliberate. The Pharisee judges others, both the woman and Jesus, and in so doing he overlooks his own defects, which in this case were many. The Pharisee was proud, arrogant, and inhospitable. And because of this, Jesus tells him that his love is small, and therefore he will have trouble in getting God's forgiveness. Isn't it easy to put other people down, if not out loud publicly, at least in our own minds? Why do people do this? Why do people always point out the defects in others? Why do people always criticize? Very sacred is the person who is always seeing the good in others and skipping over the defects. Jesus once said, "How can you criticize the speck in your brother's eye when you have a plank in your own?" Maybe one reason we are so critical of others is that we are trying to divert attention from our own faults. In putting down another person or in bringing attention to the faults of others, we do not look at our own. And we may think we keep others from looking at our faults as well. Maybe a second reason we criticize others is that we feel inferior. If I feel that I am here and others are up here, then by criticizing them I can even out the score, or I can even make myself look better. But the correction of the Pharisees by Jesus is a clear indication of how Jesus felt about gossip and criticism. Today, we ought to look at Jesus and this gospel and then ask ourselves, could we be the Pharisee or the woman? If we are the Pharisee, are we hiding from ourselves? Are we gossips? Do we like to put others down? Do we enjoy hearing the latest dirt? If we are the woman, then we know we are sinners. We know that we are far from perfect. We are so aware of our own sins and defects that we dare not criticize anyone else. We try to treat others with kindness, and we only wish they would treat us the same. In conclusion, learn from Jesus, learn from the woman, and learn from the Pharisee. If you live in a glass house, don't throw stones. Let he who is without sin be the first to cast a stone. If you don't have something good to say about another, don't say anything at all. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you, and they will. Amen.